For Dr. Brian McMurray, every day is a real-life version of the emergency room drama seen on TV. Dr. McMurray was an attending and teaching physician at the emergency room of Vanderbilt Medical Center when this incident took place.
And 11 years ago, I saw this horrible, fatal illness and infection overwhelm a healthy young 18-year-old girl and take her life. And this horrible infection called fulminant meningococcemia just overwhelmed her and killed her. And I was her physician, and nothing I could do would make a difference. And I saw, 11 years later, another young girl dying in front of me of the same illness. And we saw her in the emergency department, admitted her to the hospital, and I knew she was going to die. She had all the same markers and signs and symptoms. And I prayed, and we went to the Sunday Bible study group, and we all prayed. The whole group prayed for this young girl. And 4 days later, she awakened, and over the course of about 24 hours was able to come off life support, and 3 days later was discharged from the hospital. And I'm telling you, there is no doubt that was a miracle. I know the medical science. I know she was dead. She had no chance. And she made it. And I look at that now as God saying to me, see what you've been missing?
So much so that while many of us can describe a reasonably good scientific study, few know what constitutes acceptable prayer.
In September 1984, doctors confirmed that my wife, Mary Jean, had lymphoma cancer in her abdomen. The disease had spread to the point that she could not have removed by surgery. One morning, the question confronted me that I did not want to consider at all. It was as if God was saying, "Are you willing for me to take Mary Jean from you?" And my response in my heart was, "Of course not." But the question would not leave. It was like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, as he prayed, "Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done." I responded to God and said, "Father, I do submit to your will." A great peace came upon my heart that never did leave.
In June, when we went back to see the doctor, I had real peace in my heart. And when he held up this negative from the CAT scan and it showed just a little scar left, I knew that God had done a miracle for me.
That was 15 years ago. She's been clear ever since. The doctor himself said to us, "I've only seen about 1% of my cases who've experienced divine intervention, and I'm glad that you are part of that 1%. I believe there are 4 principles that stand out and make prayer effective. Number 1, we need to get the mind of the Spirit in the things that we ask God for. And to do this, we must surrender our wills to the Lord. Second, we must trust in the power and in the mercy of our Lord. Third, we need to give God time to do what he wants to do and to teach us the lessons that we need to learn. And fourth, we need to realize that he does not always heal. This is entirely in the realm of his mercy and his purposes.